Look, hating on me, don't stop. Only help a real cause. Hood legend on some pocket. Manifested till I'm living lost. Highballing cause the sky falling. I'ma catch a little piece though. I ain't worried about your little no, she easy as a free throw. She wanna hold me like ransom. Just cause I'm young and I'm handsome. Tell all these to have a seat. I know that they cannot stand them. Burn it and roll me another one. I do whatever I feel like. I remember when we dreamed about it. Woke up this morning, it's real life. Trade the whip, trade the currency. Moving like it's an emergency. We gotta check out, it's close to 11, so baby ride it with some urgency. I'm just here for the fun part, cause I'm good on the money part. I be leaving in the cold season, coming back for the sunny part. With us and get your money up. With us and get your wig split. Ever since I was a little boy, I've been plotting on the big. Bigger pockets, bigger resume. When you keep it, really resonate. If he really want it, never hesitate. If he mad at me, better meditate. You ain't gotta like it, you just gotta live with it. Never gave us nothing. Look at what we did with it. In a foreign city, moving like I live in it. Never call them back. Bet you that they still with it. You ain't gotta like it, nah, you just gotta live with it. Never gave us nothing. Look at what we did with it. In a foreign city, yeah, moving like I live in it. Never call them back, nah, I bet you that they still with it. Never had a thing running to my hamstring, cramping up. Moving like a campaign, smooth it with the plantain, damper up. Hey, my hood need a blessing. LP, yeah. Hood need a blessing. Hood need a blessing. That's why they always stressing. Hood need a blessing. Hood need a blessing. Hood need a blessing. That's why they always stressing. The automatic weapons. The hood need a blessing. The hood need a blessing. That's why they always stressing. With the automatic weapon. The hood need a blessing. The hood need a blessing. That's why they always stressing. The automatic weapons. The hood need a blessing. The hood need a blessing. That's why they always stressing. With the automatic weapon. Yeah, yeah. Lord, the hood need a blessing now. My little homie got a Smith and Wesson now. Trying to get it till they get that work. Trying to get it till they get that work. Every time I turn around, it's bad news and I hate it. They numb to it, they deal with it. Stay geeked up, stay faded. They popping all these pills, sipping on that lean. Extendos and they ride slow, they see slow, so clean. But they still ride so dirty, drinking on that dirty. Round here we get it out the mud, down south we call it that dirty. Bottom of the map, yep, that's my stomping grounds. Southern pride and them rebel flags, and my people out here busting rounds. The hood need a blessing, the hood need a blessing. That's why they always stressing, the automatic weapons. The hood need a blessing, the hood need a blessing. That's why they always stressing, with the automatic weapon. The hood need a blessing, the hood need a blessing. That's why they always stressing, the automatic weapon. The hood need a blessing, the hood need a blessing. That's why they always stressing, with the automatic weapon. Yeah, yeah. Lord, the hood need a blessing now. My little cousin got a Smith and Wesson now. I just got a call, my nephew just got shot. My sister hurting bad, she been through a lot. Lord, I need you to talk to me and answer some of my questions. Church on every block, but ain't nobody getting your message.
Hey man, I really wanted to just let that joint play, but we got a debate to get to. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Welcome to Paradigm Shift TV 314. This is your brother DMG, the poet, aka Brother Pianki. And we got a banger for y'all. Demus, the African Atheist, the undefeated, undisputed versus series world champion, defending the versus series world title against the chief ambassador, LP the Great. But before we get into our spiel, y'all know I got to do my spiel. Let me say God bless to all my Christian brothers and sisters. Hotep to all my Kemetic brothers and sisters. I want to say assalamu alaikum to all my brothers and sisters in the NOI. I want to say Islam to all my Moorish brothers and sisters. I want to say peace to all my brothers and sisters in the nation of God's and earth and 5%ers. I want to say what's up to all my atheist brothers and sisters. I want to say shout out to all my Abo brothers and sisters. Salute to all my Rasta brothers and sisters. I want to say what's up to all my Naga brothers and sisters. I want to say what's up to my Bar Reloaded brothers and sisters. What's up to all my Owaspi brothers and sisters. Last and certainly not least, I want to say Jumbo to all the rest of my brothers and sisters all throughout the African diaspora, be it here in the wilderness of the United States of America or beyond. Y'all know I say that greeting for one reason and one reason only, is because if you're Black, I'm with you. And I hope you with me. Our different ideologies should not keep us from uniting. We can have unity without uniformity. Even though I know it's hard, we can disagree without being disrespectfully disagreeable. That being said, ladies and gentlemen, my brothers, please reintroduce yourself to the Paradigm Shift TV 314 audience, starting with the man you just heard on the mic, LP the Great.
Yo, what it do, man? It's your boy LP, aka LPZ. I'm posted up, taking it easy as always, right here on Paradigm Shift. Let's get it.
Let's get it. And that means it's time. And you know what I got to do before you start talking, champ?
The champ is here. The champ is here. The champ is here. The champ is here.
Tell them what it is, champ.
Hey, Super Pan Man, wild as a Taliban. You know him, right? Like power in my other hand. We came to do the thing, family. Salute to the panel. Salute to the chat. Salute to everybody, especially the Pan fans and the pantheists out there. Salute. Let's get it. Where them fans at? Yeah.
Hey, I just saw my brother, the anonymous Hebrew, in the building. Right quick for that brother. And he reminded me, I forgot to say shalom to my Israelite brothers and sisters. Shout out to the anonymous Hebrew. Can't wait to have you in this Versus series, bro. And just so y'all know, the Versus series is still live in 2025. Shout out to everybody who put them initials in the chat, DMG. I appreciate y'all, and y'all get a for y'all efforts, Mike Quick. Shout out to y'all. I appreciate it. So y'all know what it is, man. Demus, the Pan-African Atheist, is defending the Versus series undisputed world title tonight against LP the Great. The topic at hand is, does belief in a higher power strengthen or weaken collective Black identity? That being said, the brothers decided that LP was going to go first. He has a 3-minute opening. We do have 2 15-minute rounds each. Each of these brothers will have a 3-minute opening, 2 15-minute rounds each. This is for the championship, so we've revamped that. Standard debates will be 10 minutes. Title debates will be 15 minutes. And then, of course, we have everybody's favorite part of the Versus series. We have a 10-minute time period where each of these individuals will question their opponent for 10 minutes and try to get as many questions answered as they possibly can during that 10-minute time frame. We call it the chin check session. That being said, LP is going first. Brother, your 3 minutes will start when you start.
Well, first, hold on, let me see. Check 1 2. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
All right. Well, first of all, man, I just want to say shouts out to everybody in the chat. Shouts out to everybody that's watching this debate. Listen, put your seat belts on and lean your seat back. We finna get it in, and y'all finna get some amazing information. Some of y'all might mess around and get saved tonight. You dig? I mean, I'm just calling it what it is. You feel me? But other than that, and in case you're wondering, saved from what? The word saved means preserved. So you're going to mess around and get preserved tonight. Real talk. But we're going to talk about this whole issue of the belief in a higher power. And the question is, does it strengthen or weaken the Black collective identity? That's a crazy question. But we're going to answer that question tonight. We're going to give you some very concrete information that you're going to be able to apply to your life. Not just information of me trying to dispute my opponent, but just information that's going to dispute my opponent. Holla at your boy.
Oh, man. It's already starting, family. It's already starting. LP had 1:30 left on the clock.
You want me to take them last minute and 30?
I just reset it. I would have said go ahead, but it's cool.
No, I was just saying, you feel me? If that's what you wanted me to do, you heard me? I was going to do it.
I just got a habit of saying what's left on the clock just to let the family know how concise each participant was. So it's you good. You good. I reset it for 3 minutes. We got Pan. Turning it over to you, brother. Let me know if sharing the screen is going to be a part of your opening or if you just want to rock. Either way, time will start when you start talking.
Yeah, no, I don't think I need to share my screen for this opening. Like the brother said, we will be sharing a lot of concrete information. I know he was using we in the singular, but I will also be sharing a lot of concrete information that's going to be able to apply to your life the moment you hear it, as well as soon as you get off of here. You know what I mean? That's what we do. We come to deliver proper information and proper context. We're talking about, does belief in the higher power strengthen or weaken collective Black identity? It is my position that we do have collective Black identity at some level, but it's very weak. And the belief in a higher power weakens it significantly. And it has throughout history, from the beginning of whenever you want to say, we'll get into it, but whenever you want to say collective Black identity began, the belief in a higher power has always been a divisive force in the realm of collective Black identity. I will show that definitively throughout this debate. This is probably the easiest debate I've had so far. I can't wait to get this over with. DMD, how much time I got left? Because I'm not going to make the mistake he just did.
You got 1:47 seconds.
Right. So what we're talking about here is, what is the purpose of us even calling ourselves Black, having a Black identity, and is it collective? So collective means, like y'all know, my name is the Demus African, Pan-African, the universal collective identity, right? That's my thing, you know what I mean? And there's a lot of factors, specifically religious ones, that is trying to pull that apart. And we see that as people who fight for Pan-Africanism in the real world. We hear the answers all the time. Hey, why won't you come together with Black people to do things? And they'll tell you that we're unequally yoked. I can't walk with you because we don't have the same end game. You understand? If liberation is Pan-African's end game, what then is a believer's end game? And that right there causes most of the division in the Black community on this issue, I should say. And to the extent that belief has helped collective Black identity, right? The issue is you have to make modifications to the belief, right? So it's not really a strict belief anymore. It's a modification to the belief to allow uh, working with other people from other belief systems, right? So without the modification, absolutely, belief in a higher power weakens the collective Black identity. And I'll yield the rest of the time.
All right, you had 11 seconds left. We're going to reset this joint at 15 minutes. And again, title matches will now be 15-minute rounds. And we decided that LP the Great would be going first. LP, let me know if you want me to share your screen, and the time will start when you start. Let me know what you want to do, bro.
Yes, sir. Go ahead and share my screen.
All right. Once again, I know we did it off the screen, but move your screen for me and then just move it right back to the title screen.
Absolutely, absolutely. So tonight we're going to be talking about the power of faith in Black identity. Notice I said power, because this is an issue that we have to pay attention to, because consistently people, human beings, period, are constantly looking, searching, trying to take power. But because of what we've been able to accomplish, because of what we've been able to endure, because of what we have been able to function in, it's very, very, very obvious that we have a lot of power. This presentation explores how belief in a higher power strengthens collective Black identity, providing hope. Everybody say hope. Providing resilience. Everybody say resilience. Direction and a strong sense of self. Those things are very important, very vital, and we're going to learn a little bit about it. So we have to understand, first of all, what is collective identity? Collective identity in social studies, collective identity refers to a shared sense of belonging and a we-ness that individuals experience within a group based on shared values, beliefs, experiences, and often a history or culture. It's how people define themselves in relation to others and the outside world, influenced by social factors like group membership. The concept is crucial for understanding community development and formation of social movements. Now, once we understand these things, we, just to highlight it, it gives us a sense of we-ness that connects individuals within a group. You have to understand that issue of we-ness. We have been able to experience this. If you went to a PWI, or if you went to a high school that was mixed, so to speak, a mixed population, you understand that concept of we-ness. If you was in high school and you went to a mixed high school, everybody was going to find themselves at that corner table on the side of the cafeteria, because we was able to find we-ness among each other based on our cultural aspect. And we was able to have community within the confines of an area in which who we were, a lot of times was not accepted. But we was able to find that we-ness among ourselves based off of the collective identity that we have. And we're talking about common values, shared beliefs, and goals that define the group. And we all know without a shadow of a doubt, each one of us in our homes, in our family structure, whether it was a religious home or whether people was living for the Lord or whether people was, on drugs or whatever, there were some common values that we had. And one thing we always acknowledged, no matter what was going on, we acknowledged a higher power. You can pay attention to the drug dealer. You know what I'm saying? He could have been selling drugs. He about to make plays and he got a Bible on the dashboard. You see what I'm saying? And because this is a part of the culture that we come from. All right. Shared experience, collective identity shaped by common historical events. We all know that we have experienced oppression, not only in this country, but all over the world. We have experienced oppression. And the oppression that we've experienced, we constantly bounce back. We constantly bounce back. You understand? And it motivates action. Collective identity, it inspires participation in social movements and activism. You understand whenever we have the most pressure on us, that's whenever we become more and more productive, right? But it's when the pressure is let up, that's when we become lax, right? So we see the direction things is going into right now. Everybody's lax right now. But when the pressure is on, you're going to see us continue to rise like the mythical phoenix. Let us continue. The Black collective identity in America. Historical roots. The historical roots have been shaped by struggle from Jim Crow, civil rights, and social justice. This is what our collective identity in America has been based off of. And as I said earlier, the more pressure you add to us, we constantly get back up and we become greater based off of our belief in a higher power. Movement influence. Black power and civil rights movements emphasize pride and unity. It was based off of the pride and unity that we had in the midst of the things that we were facing and going through, and we continue to solidify our collective identity in America. Also, family connection. Many learn about ancestors and history from family members. Some of you keep attempting to go back to ancient Kemet, and you're trying to go back to Egypt, and you're trying to find ancestry from all of these ancient areas and ancient places, and you keep skipping over the amazing, phenomenal individuals in our community that have done some tremendous things. And one of the reasons why is because you're not in community, you're not spending time with your elders, you're not learning your history of your people. You understand? You may have allowed some of the negative things that you may have experienced in your family structure to cause you to deviate away from the family structure. But if you pay attention and you learn and you trace back, you will find out that your great grandfather or maybe even an uncle of yours did some tremendous things in this country. I'm talking about some phenomenal things, but you just don't know about it because a lot of those things were not talked about and weren't passed down. But if you search and you dig, you will learn that some of your ancestors in this country created and presented some absolutely amazing things that may be sustaining us to this day. Modern organizations continued advocating for dignity and empowerment today. There's modern organizations that I've gotten the opportunity to be a part of who are doing some tremendous things. And guess what? Many of those organizations, they don't believe the way I believe. Some of them don't even believe in God. Some of them, you feel me, they believe in Kemet. Some of them are Hebrew Israelites. Some of them are come from, different, all type of different backgrounds. And all of us are working together, right? Working together for a greater good. And then a lot of times in those situations, whenever we are in certain circumstances, sometimes even the people that don't believe will lean on me and say, LP, why don't you say a prayer for us? You want to know why? Because that's a part of our Black collective identity in America. Let us continue. We can even look over in South Africa. According to George Mukuka of the University of Natal, Black consciousness in South Africa had a significant impact on society and received strong support from churches, with its roots deeply intertwined with Christianity. A pivotal moment was 1966, the Anglican Church meeting led by Archbishop Robert Selby Taylor, which ultimately led to the creation of the University Christian Movement. The UCM, Makuka argues, became a crucial vehicle for somebody help me with that word. Help me with that word. This is what he said. All right. And implementing black consciousness ideas. All right. All right. The impact and support. He emphasizes the wide-reaching impact of black consciousness on South African society and the significant role played by churches in supporting the movement. Let's look at the Christian roots. The statement asserts that black consciousness drew inspiration and was deeply rooted in Christian principles. The Anglican Church role. The 1966 meeting organized by the Anglican Church, particularly under Archbishop Taylor, is presented as a key event that directly contributed to the formation of the UCM. So my opponent is a Pan-Africanist. So based off of his stance, I'm sure he can appreciate this information that have just been presented to us. Ain't that right, sir? All right. Now, in the book, The Souls of Black Folk by W.E.B. Du Bois, he made a statement. He said, the Negro Church of today is the social center of Negro life in the United States. Various organizations meet there. The church proper, the Sunday school, 2 or 3 insurance societies, women's societies, secret societies, and mass meetings of various kinds. Entertainments, suppers, and lectures are held beside the 5 or 6 regular meeting religious services. Considerable sums of money are collected and expended there. Employment is found for the idle. Strangers are introduced. News is disseminated and charity distributed. At the same time, this social, intellectual, and economic center is a religious center of great
3 minutes.
Power.
3 minutes.
Great power. And see, again, we're talking about the power of this collective identity of believing on a higher power have created. And a lot of people would say something like, well, at the end of the day, that's all they had. So my question for you is this. If I'm playing baseball and all I have is a bat that's too big for me, or it's a bat that's too small for me, but I use that bat and I hit a home run, will it matter what kind of bat I had? The fact of the matter is we are looking for results. And based off of and I'm dealing with foundation stuff right now, based off of the foundation pertaining to the Black collective identity, based off of what we have experienced in this country, as well as all over the world, there was a desire to destroy us. There was a desire to totally wipe us out. But for some reason, We keep coming back and we keep on being greater. When you look at what we experienced in this country, no people group would be able to endure and overcome what we have been able to endure and overcome for 400 years. And in the process of enduring and overcoming what we endured and overcame, we did it with a Bible in our hand saying Jesus is Lord and standing firm, whether it was Islam, Christianity, or whatever the case may be. It was a belief in a higher power, and we've been able to function and operate together.
1 minute. 1 minute.
And as a result of it, we've continued to overcome. And I yield my time.
All right, LP yields his time with just under a minute left. We are going to reset for 15 minutes and turn it over to the Demus. I meant to say the Pan-African atheist, but I said the man name. To Demus, the Pan-African atheist, my brother. The time is reset for 15 minutes. Time will start when you start. LP put on a hell of a first round, brother. Let's see what you got up your sleeve.
Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
And can you see me?
Let me exit the full screen and pull LP's slide down. And let me share yours.
Oh,
Get the full screen going on.
Lord.
All right. We ready to go?
Oh, my Lord.
You want me to start your time? What
Okay, yeah, you ready? I just want to make sure we was moving. That's all. We good?
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready, bro.
Okay, like I said in the beginning, we do have a collective Black identity. That's already established. Now, I feel like it's very, very weak. Okay, and it should be strong, right? And I believe that the belief in higher power has been weakening it the whole time. And let's get into it. Beliefs and discernment. When you have a belief in a belief system, i.e., religion or whatever other words you want to try and use to identify that type of thing, when you hold that belief, you generally have the understanding that there's some sort of discernment to know that you're correct. All right, everybody understands that. Here are some sources from the Bible, the Quran, the Torah, the Hindu Upanishads, the Buddhist texts, and the Sikh texts, okay, that show that discernment comes through belief if you hold a belief. All right. Now, Malcolm X the Great told us we need to keep religion at home. Why did he say to keep it in the closet? Because if we bring up religion, we'll be in an argument. The best way to keep away from arguments and differences, as I said earlier, is put your religion at home, in the closet, right? Because every time we bring it up, we come into arguments, especially where he was talking at that particular time. That was the famous ballot or the bullet speech. And there was multitudes of different religious leaders in here. He has to let folks know, let's not bring that up right now. We got race things to deal with because it had to be brought up because it was an issue. Check. Now, in law, there's this thing called the but-for test, right? As far as this is concerned, but for the belief in a higher power, our collective Black identity would be stronger. Check. Moving forward. Why do insects go in circles? There's this thing called ant death spirals, right? Now, it's related to the fragmentation of the Black identity, right? In the way that the pheromones from a foreign group of ants gets crisscrossed over the current group of ants, and they get caught going in a spiral back and forth, around and around, until they eventually die. It's called a death circle. Go look it up, right? And the way it plays a part into this is outside religious beliefs have been introduced into our community, right? Which emphasize obedience and submission over liberation and resistance. They focus heavily on heavenly rewards rather than earthly justice, and they suppress African spiritual traditions and cultural pride, and I'm going to show you how. You see this pie graph right here, right? To let you know that that's just the religious belief in America, how they're already divided, right? And the black Christians won't tell you that they're black Christians. They'll just say that they're Christians. Black don't come into play until we get into a conversation like this. The rest is Islam, the rest is other religions. Already well divided. Right? The brothers LP has a video on paradigm shift currently, right now, talking about spiritual arrogance. And I wanted to bring this up with him earlier in the face off about how he can discern, how he can be right about certain things that he has no general knowledge about. Right now, here we go in the philosophical reviews, right? Talking about brother Shelby, I can't remember his name, Tommy Shelby, right? He's talking about we who are dark. He doesn't even think we have collective black identity. And a collective black identity, a call for a collective black identity is doomed to fail, right? Now, you can go into this all you want. You can see the sources on there. There's multiple studies on that. The problem of black identity, the foundations of black solidarity, being in the common oppression, like he was just saying in his discussion. Many people do not adhere to the fact that common oppression should be our identifying marker. Here you see Race First, the book dealing with UNIA and the study of Marcus Garvey, right? Many of the Muslim Garveyites was trying to make the UNIA a Muslim run, will make Islam the foundational belief of the UNIA. Garvey refused to address that because he wanted to keep everything, just like Malcolm was saying, keep that at home. Let us just deal with these race issues first. Let's move on. Now, the civil rights movement, the social rights, the social justice organizations, the HBCUs, arts and music, the Rhodes Scholars, the protests, all of those things that people want. He just got finished celebrating all of these things, right? None of those things gave us black rights, black owned schools, industries that we built, or proper networking for us, right? We still always make the joke about we on Facebook, it's not our own thing. We on the white man, that. YouTube is not our own thing, right? But you don't hear folks talking about building it. And when you do, it's usually somebody who is Pan-African and under the same mindset that I am. Check. Moving forward, as far as actual results, remember he kept emphasizing the word results, right? As far as results, Robert F. Williams, right? Negroes with Guns, his results were tangible, right? He had less gun violence, less lynchings, less violence against black people in the areas where he was, because he was talking about armed defense, right? And he had inspired Martin Luther King to acknowledge that when a Negro uses force in self-defense, he does not forfeit support, right? Why is that relevant? Because Martin Luther King also said he feared he is integrating his people into a burning house. He said that after he almost got Robert S. Williams and his wife killed. That's a different story, but we can talk about that later, right? You see at the top the role of Black Christian belief in the civil rights movement, right? Understand that, yes, we all understand that it was a whole lot of reverends and ministers behind the civil rights movement. But what did Dr. John Henry Clark say? Marching was a strategy, meaning the protests and all of those things we just got finished talking about, right? That's showbiz liberation, making a whole new way of life out of the artificiality of imitating our oppressors, right? Showbiz liberation, not building, not conducting our own networks, not having our own ownership, always looking for white saviors. And here we go again. Malcolm exposed it again. The Big Six, the entire civil rights movement foundation was shattered when this came out, and they was exposing how there was white leadership behind the so-called Black civil rights movement, right? Right, we know that. And once they formed it with the white man over it, he promised them and gave them $800,000. And they still had to redo the Million Man March because they did not get the things that we supposedly had got for that was still in jeopardy, right? Boom, moving forward. We've been marching for 150 years and still haven't moved an inch. Dr. Claude Anderson, none of y'all better not argue with him, right? And he let us know there's no power in civil rights. There's no power in social integration. Both of these things are what? Weakening processes. Weakening to what? The collective Black identity. As you pour water into gasoline, it doesn't make it any stronger, it makes it weaker. Go check out Powernomics for the actual plan that you can apply to your life today. Check. Moving forward, FBI ranks Black identity. Listen, Black identity extremists. We ain't got to read all this. I am what they trying to say is a Black identity extremist because we trying to identify purely with our race and not with these different belief systems that they be trying to push on us all the time. And you see it in politics and in religion, etc. So we take that little green dot and we add it to the wall, and we notice the crack that is formed right there. Moving forward, atheism. How the lack of belief receives ostracism in the Black community. See, because me being a Black atheist caused you to come to my page and be divisive with me. Yeah, that's you personally, Mr. Man. Check. Now, here you go, Sister Mandisa. She talks about an experience she had where she was just standing there being a Black atheist, and a Black lady came up talking about how dare she identify as a Black atheist in front of white devils. Ostracism, publicly, loudly. And here goes another quote: Black churches taught us to forgive white people and learn to shame ourselves. Whoa, come on. This is why a lot of us is atheists. Not necessarily all of us, but a lot of us. And then you see, if you want to go to Africa, let's go to Africa. Let's go to Nigeria. You see here, an atheist in northern Nigeria was arrested. Then the attacks against the other atheists worsened. Atheists in Nigeria attacked, arrested, killed. Who's doing that? Believers, Black believers, African believers. Check. They believe in Islam in these particular instances. Check. And if killing somebody don't divide the community, I don't know what the hell will. Boom. Let's go to jail since we're talking about killing. 2% less than 0.2% of all inmates. This means that atheists in prison are even more of a minority than they are on the outside. Why is that relevant? Well, because we're talking about industries, right? Industrial belief and the industries that are set up to perpetuate belief, right? So let's check it out. How about the music industry? Starting off with gospel music. One of my favorite songs back when I was a believer was something about the name Jesus, right? And if you look at the live performance of the Rance Allen project, right, you hear Frankie come out there and say, we're living in a day and time where people want to say God, but nobody wants to say the name Jesus. We don't want to offend the Muslims. We don't want to offend the Jews. But there will come a time when every Muslim, every Buddhist, every Jew will have to get down on their knees and confess that the name of Jesus. Boom. Now, if you don't think that that's disrespectful to people who believe other things than you, and if that's going to see, the problem is the secret animosity that believers have for non-believers. Okay, and the secret animosity, you believe that in some way you're better than someone who believes different than you because you're going to be saved in the last days. Mm-hmm. All you got, anyways. Moving along. Here we go. Who else is in jail? Right? All of the gang members in jail, the majority of them believe in something. And you can see the evidence of that because they've asked them, there's studies on how much they do believe in higher powers, yet still are able to justify killing each other in the street. Okay, I mean, there's studies on this. We can go look it up. Make sure you see the links in these articles. Okay, findings indicate that gang members do report being religious. Seemingly, oppositional affiliations can overlap with religious life, influencing some forms of behavior. Right, and over here you see, is it really distorted? How different is it from a businessman lighting a candle for a successful deal, or from a soldier saying a prayer before going to war? Hello. See, when you get in, and when you get inside of the religious beliefs of some of these people and some of the things that they talk about in their music, hello, they're admitting that yes, they not only do they believe in a higher power, their higher power guides them in their gang activities. Hello, yes, enter the 5%. How Wu Clan debut brought in the 5% nation. Hello, and we know that rap beef causes the beef between the musical artists caused beef between the fans. Hello. We see that rap rhyme prison time, how prosecutors use rap evidence as gang cases. And we know that those people hold beliefs in the higher power, yet they don't have a problem killing black people in the streets. We talk about it all the time. Yo, how we gonna get black on black crime to stop? How we get people, and I see people trying to act like this is not real, but oh, it's real because people kill each other every day in our streets. Just look at Chicago. Hello, all of them people believe in a God. Trust me. Now, the Rastafari position. Only Rasta liberate the people. Check. You see the different mansions of Rastafari. Inside of Rasta, they got their own divisions, just like in Christianity, right?
3 minutes. 3 minutes.
Yes, sir. From the very beginning in the late 1930s, Rastafarianism was opposed by mainstream society. What's mainstream society? Black Christians, okay, and in Jamaica specifically, right? We can go through this. People died. We don't have to read all of this. You can go check it out. The links is right there. Right. Another split in a division based on doctrine, mind you. This is based on doctrine that they have a division in their identification of themselves. Okay. Here you see the Bobo Shanti having splits with other Bobo Shanti priests over marijuana, right? And then again, you see the lyrics in the Rasta song, only Rasta liberate the people, because that is a core belief. You add that to the wall. Notice we start to see mad cracks in the wall. Black Hindus. The reason that y'all don't even know about Black Hindus is because they have a separation policy. It's called the renunciation stage. It involves leaving family and social life. So once they decided they become a Muslim, they no longer Black because they've left their family and social ties. Check. Add that to the wall. Black Buddhists, same thing, right? And just real quick, I'm sure I'm low on time. I wanted to point out here, Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, anybody from the 90s remember that, right? The reason you don't know about Black Buddhists because they also have a renunciation stage that separates them from family and social ties. But here you see this brother is a Black Buddhist. He called himself a Southern Queen, homosexual, right? How do Black believers feel about homosexuals? Y'all not really linking up with them, right? Very divisive in the Black community. Check. You know what I mean? Here's the renunciation stages in the Buddhist writings. Add those to the wall. You see, we starting to see a lot of cracks in the wall, and we ain't even get to Christianity yet. I mean, we here. How much time you got left?
You got 1 minute, 3 seconds.
1 minute, 3 seconds. Yeah. So, all right. Let's. It don't matter. So Christianity versus traditional African beliefs. Now he said something about Kemet. He said something about going back to Egypt. He was stuck in Egypt and Kemet because he don't really know nothing about the rest of the African beliefs, right? There's a reason for that. As a matter of fact, I'm not going to go into the slides. I'm just going to talk this one out. But the reason people are stuck on Kemet in Egypt is because that's the first explosion that Black folks had in this little cultural awakening thing. You know what I'm saying? So that's what a lot of folks was talking about. But the reality of it is Africa is very diverse. And we collectively have a lot of different beliefs that do not mesh together. All right. But no matter what, the one thing we do know is when they met Christianity, Christianity was violently against each one of them. And I'm gonna be able to show that in the next round. So I'm gonna let Homeboy pick his beard up off the ground, see if he can get it together and try and say something in this next round that's gonna try and show how all of that division is.
That is time. That is time.
Shit like that. Shit like that.
Man. These brothers are having a contentious back and forth debate. This is what the Versus series is all about. This is why the Versus series is live in 2025. Ladies and gentlemen, the Versus series, undisputed world title is on the line. And Demus, the Pan-African atheist, defending against the chief ambassador, LP, the Great. And this has been a contentious affair thus far. I see those in the chat who said me and LP look like twins. I'm very, very upset about these comments. I just want y'all to know y'all was this close from being blocked, but I can't. I'm a small platform and I can't afford to lose no views. That's the only reason I ain't block y'all. That man got a head full of hair and I ain't got not nan up there. Y'all better stop playing with me. LP, let me reset your clock, brother. The clock is reset at 15. You are entering round 2 of this powerful debate. We got 43 people in the building. Shout out to y'all. Like, share, and subscribe. LP, your screen is shared. Time will start when you start, good brother.
Absolutely, man. I just want to deviate just for a brief moment, in case we would make the decision. All of us as a people would make the decision to say, hey, look, let's deviate away from believing in a higher power. Let's be atheists, right? So let's look at the social and community impact. Reduce social capital and community engagement. Reduced. All right. Studies suggest that atheists might have smaller social networks and lower participation in civic activities compared to religious individuals, potentially due to a lack of religious community ties. So what I'm coming to realize is that they refuse to connect with people because they believe in a higher power. This sounds very familiar. Very familiar. Being that I'm a very I'm very loud and out there with my beliefs and things of that nature. I've made myself a target for a lot of people. And so I've had people to attack me verbally, on social media, even in real life. You know what I'm saying? Because of my belief, not because I talked about their mama, not because I slapped them or took their money, but simply because I believe in a higher power, right? And so what we're seeing here is that they have a reduced social capital and community engagement, and it's all due to their lack of religious community ties. So because the people believe in a higher power, you don't want to associate with them. Now, at the same time, because a lot of quote unquote atheists know this, I know of a lot of different atheists, I put quotes, who they actually work with church organizations and they do stuff with the church, and they will lie and say that they believe in God and act as they're a Christian, quote unquote, but then get on social media and lie and say they're atheists. You want to know why they do that? Because it's C-A-P, cap. All right, let's look at social isolation and discrimination. Atheists may experience social stigma and discrimination in predominantly religious societies, leading to feelings of isolation and loneliness. This can be especially pronounced for atheists raised in strongly religious families or communities. Now, let's see why this could be a thing. What I've realized is that those who are quote unquote deconstructing, I'm trying to understand why they can't just deconstruct and just not believe. Why in your deconstruction process, you have to attack people that believe. And so in the process of you attacking people who believe, gaslighting people who believe, trying to make people look stupid because they believe, you are causing yourself to be in isolation. That is a very, very divisive and dangerous thing to do. However, they feel that it's their duty to do it. I'm finna talk about everybody. I'm finna dog everybody out. I'm finna tell everybody how stupid they is they for believing. And then I'm gonna go over here on the side and be mad that don't nobody want to deal with me. Come on, make it make sense. All right. Difficulties finding community. Atheists may find it challenging to find social groups or communities that align with their values and beliefs, potentially leading to a sense of isolation. Man. So with this lack of community, with this toxic behavior, and with the refusal to connect simply because people believe, why would we galvanize and organize our people to participate in this? Make it make sense. Let's go. Let's continue on. All right. So this is the Birmingham Civil Rights Institute in Birmingham, Alabama, the great state of Alabama. And, we have really nice, over in Kelly Ingram Park. This is the area, when they were doing the protesting and things of that nature. And as you see them brothers right there, the very powerful ministers that was a part of this movement, you know what I'm saying? They stayed on their square. They stayed solid. They did what they did. They were powerful, amazing leaders, and they definitely incorporated a lot of prayer in what they were doing. And so we were under the gun of a lot of different things. But belief in a higher power has played a significant role in shaping Black collective identity in America. Spirituality and faith has historically been sources of strength, resilience, and unity within Black communities, particularly in the face of systemic oppression. Now, in the face of systemic oppression, how much sense would it make for me to be looking at my other brother and talking to them about, Moses didn't exist, right? You know, Jeremiah didn't exist. Come on, man. You get what I'm saying? But see, when we got our brothers operating and functioning like that, the more vocal ones, that's what they got going on. But our collective identity has been going to our faith in a higher power. And it has historically
it's something right now. I'm about to bring it back.
Source for strength, resilience, and unity within the Black community. Because, we are the salt of the earth. Ain't no doubt about it. We are the salt of the earth. And in inclement weather, salt binds close together. I'm gonna say this again. In inclement weather, salt binds close together. So this is the reason why every time we go into overwhelming pressure situations, we bind together, and we bind together under the umbrella of our faith and our belief. This is an image of this brother, one of the students of the great Miles College, historically, HBCU, privately owned HBCU, owned and funded by Black people, historically. And during this time, they instructed the students to go downtown in the midst of this protest. And they experienced these things. They were bitten by dogs. They were hit with fire hoses. It was awful. Even the bombing in this beautiful church over here, in this beautiful statue that was erected in honor of these young ladies who were unalived in that bombing that took place. In the midst of these things, we continue to hold dear to our faith in God, right? And with us continuing to hold dear to our faith in God, we was able to continue to move forward and continue to stand firm, because no other people group will be able to withstand what we have been able to withstand. Brother Professor James Small, he made a very profound statement. He said the Black church, for most of its existence, was a revolutionary instrument and a savior of Black people. I want to read that again. The Black church, for most of its existence, was a revolutionary instrument and a savior of Black people. And whenever we read that and we see that, you have to observe from a historical standpoint. This is so true. This is so true. And this is what have been able to give us the ability to continue through what we have seen and experienced. And this is the reason why this brother made the statement that he made. And I'm sure people are asking the question right now, well, what about now? What happened? I'll tell you what happened. In the Black community, particularly within the Black church, there's been a reoccurring failure to plan for leadership succession. Many influential leaders did not prepare others to carry on their mission, causing their organizations to weaken or die with them. This pattern of leaders hold on to power until death has become a harmful norm that continues to undermine lasting progress. Right now, as we speak, this issue right here is due to leadership and the way we function in leadership. When we get leadership roles, when we get leadership roles and we get leadership positions, unfortunately, our people have to die with their boots on. And that's a very unfortunate mentality that was exemplified to us, in so many different organizations and groups, as well as churches. And so these thriving churches, leaders, things of that nature, unfortunately, many of them fail to prepare successors. Who can tell me the successor of W.E.B. Du Bois? Who is the successor of MLK? Who is the successor of all of the great Marcus Garveys? And you know what I'm saying? Who are these people's successors? Unfortunately, culturally, we fail to prepare successors. And if they had successors, why we don't know who they are? Because you should be right now, for those of you right now, you have any type of leadership position, you got any type of knowledge, you got any type of information, wisdom, anything, you should be preparing somebody to be able to do what you do and take it to another level. Unfortunately, that's not being done. However, the spirituality and the black identity, community cornerstone, the Black church has been central to community building and activism. Collective healing. Faith provides space for healing and social support. Purpose and struggle. The belief that challenges are a part of a larger divine purpose. Many people, they wrestle with that idea because they believe the idea that if I believe in God, why am I going through stuff? Why did these bad things happen to me? Why didn't God fix this? However, I want you to take those very children that you have, and if you eliminate all pressure from them, you keep them from experiencing any type of struggle, how are they going to grow and develop in life? This is an issue that we have to understand. Pressure causes us to develop. And this is the reason why, as a people, we are so powerful to this day, because we have gone through so much pressure. And as a result, we're the most influential group of people in the entire world. So you got to understand, you're not going to be remembered for the things that you did. You're going to be remembered for the things that you endured and the things that you overcame. And as a people, we have endured so much and we constantly overcame. You want to know why? Because we're more than conquerors. So with that being said, you have to understand how spirituality fosters a communal value.
2 minutes.
And mutual uplift. See, whenever we going through what we going through, you already know how we get down. Baby, let me pray for you. We gonna pray. We gonna stand on that word. You understand what I'm saying? We gonna speak over it. We gonna do what we do. And we gonna keep moving forward and keep overcoming, because that's what we do, straight up and down, just like that. And for those of you that say you don't believe in a higher power, I don't believe you. But for those of you that say you don't believe in a higher power, it's all good. We still love you. We still rock with you. And my door is always open. You feel me? It's just like always, people like, oh man, forget your Jesus, blah, blah, blah. And then they hit me on my inbox, want me to pray for them. You feel me? So that's a part of it. But look, that's how it is. You know what I'm saying? And that's what shapes our spirituality and our Black identity. And I yield my time.
All right, LP yields his time with 59 seconds left on the clock. Let's reset it for 15 minutes. The undisputed, undefeated world champion Demus, the Pan-African atheist, will get set to come up for his second and final round in this part of the debate. Up next is the chin check session, where each participant will get to question their opponent for a 10-minute time period to get in as many questions as they can. We will further explain that when we get to that. Pan, your presentation is up. Time will start when you start, my brother.
Real quick, can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Sweet. So he brought up the James Small quote. Very nice. You notice he said the Black church. He didn't say the Black temple or the Black mosque. I wonder how the Muslims and the Jews feel about that. Interesting. That's never a concern for the Christian believers. Right. Moving forward, the reason I brought up Malcolm X is because who dares argue with Malcolm X when he was standing there in the middle of the civil rights movement, pointing out the problems with it based on religion. He was standing there in a room right here. You see this, the Ballad of the Bullet speech. He was standing in a room with other religious leaders, telling them to their face. It just so happened to get recorded that y'all gonna have to start leaving this at home because you are. He tried to laugh a little while ago, like, who's gonna do this in the middle of obvious oppression? They was doing it. They was doing it. So Malcolm had to tell him to stop and give him a reason because we have more pressing issues than your silly belief, to be quite honest with you, moving forward. And for the people in the chat that don't understand my presentation, I am saying we do have collective Black identity. But for the belief in higher power, our collective identity would be stronger. Okay? He's talking about atheists persecuting believers. Please, please. I showed this right here to counteract all that nonsense. It's all believers in jail, Christians, Muslims, okay? We not in there, fam. Y'all the ones doing the bad things. He said something about trying to find atheists around the world. Please look at this slide. Make sure you see this slide, okay? This is letting you know the places where you can die by saying that you're an atheist. Do you understand that? I just showed you how the Rastas had to deal with death from Christians, Black Christians. Okay, I just showed you how. You know what? Moving forward, listen. If you come out as an atheist in these countries today, you could lose your life. Okay, and notice they in the African countries, so that's Christianity or Islam that's doing it. The belief in a higher power is not protecting those people, nor your precious Black church. Moving forward, now let's knock this out real quick. This is the Sambo slide. Now he got a video out dealing with Ephesians 6:5, and I hope to God you better bring this up in the question and answer now. All right. Now, people always love to talk about how.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I stopped your time at 12 minutes and 39 seconds. I got to step away. It'll be real quick, but just in case something happened where you needed to stop your time, I wanted to let you know. Do you want to keep going? I'm going to be back as quick as possible, or do you want to wait till I get back to continue?
I'm saying we can keep going if you think you're going to be back under that time. If we got to stop at LP, are you cool with just pausing until we? I don't know how we're going to do that. We good. Don't worry about it. I mean, this is we good.
You sure? It's at 12 minutes, 39 seconds.
As long as you can hear me and you trying to get back, we should be good.
All right. I'm going to start your time. I'll be back as quick as possible.
Excellent. So this is what I like to call the Sambo slide, okay? Because it was house slaves, house niggas that betrayed Denmark Visa. It was house niggas that betrayed the Gabriel Rebellion, okay? Why is that? Why did those house niggas decide to do that? Because they had fully embraced servants be obedient to their masters. How do we know that? From the slave narratives. They told you that in their churches, with the slave masters watching, all they heard all the time was slave obey thy master. Eventually, some of them adhered to that so well that they will go out and sell out any private meetings that Black people would have, whether they was doing traditional African practices or the precious invisible institutions. But this is the Sambo slide to let you know that usually it was the field niggas that wanted to be free, but the house niggas wanted to serve and be obedient to them in the singleness of heart as you would unto Christ. Moving forward, Christianity versus traditional African belief systems. Since Christianity came into contact, when? Afterwards? No, since it came into contact with traditional African religions, it has always been a sharp conflict. And what did they do? Destruction of lives and property and demolition of people's artifacts and groves by Christians, Black Christians, African Christians. And it has led to the reduction in the resources of the sources of income. Okay, moving forward. That's over there in Nigeria again. He wanted to go to Africa. But let's go straight. Notice he didn't show you no verses. He didn't show you no sources. He didn't hit you with no real sermon business, okay? But here you go to verses that we can show right now in everybody's book, specifically the King James, but we're going to deal with that in a second, right? Verses that are against African, traditional African belief practices. So if those people was having a belief, and Black Christians is having a belief, don't you see the obvious division there? They did, the Sambos did, the house niggas, when they adhere to these beliefs and they seen the people in the fields trying to practice African faiths, what did they do? They snitch on them, right? Get them people killed. Moving forward to modern day in Atlanta, I know people in Atlanta. The Shrine in Black Madonna is a place you can go to get back to the traditional African faith because they're trying to get away from the slave mentality that comes with that book. Hello. We see here that not all enslaved people in Indian nations or anywhere else embrace Christianity. Right? It was just small groups of people, right? And again, those small groups of people had embraced it so well that they would cause people to die for fighting for their freedom. Notice in all that conversation he was talking about, he ain't talking about nobody getting free. Why? Because Christ told you what he came to do. He came here to bring division. He asked you, as a matter of fact, you think I came to bring peace? Oh, I didn't come to bring peace. I came to bring division. That's what he said. And therefore, in bringing division, anybody that adheres to that, especially Black people, is going to have a Black identity, a division in Black identity. It's obvious. So we add that to the wall and we see the cracks. It's obvious. I mean, it's obvious. You know what I'm saying? In one frame, you got people, everybody, you want to say everybody in history ever believed in a higher power. That's cool. So somebody say, hey, what about that over there? Y'all believe that's higher power. I believe that. They'll kill that man. So-called Blacks. Uh-oh. In the Hebrew Israelite culture, you can see them on the corner every weekend, telling people, screaming and hollering at people, telling them that they so-called Blacks. They don't have a Black identity. They not Black. They so-called. They Native Americans. They Seminole Indians. They're Incas and Aztecs and from Chile. Okay, they not Black. So-called Blacks. Hello. Who else say that? Uh-oh. I'm not Black. I'm Indian. Starter pack. Hello. You know what I mean? Where did that come from? That really come from the Lamanite discussion in the Mormon books. But we're gonna leave them alone with that and let them live, right? But this is complete division in our collective Black identity. And yes, it does come from the belief in a higher power in this situation, specifically Yahweh. So we add that to the wall, we see the cracks still forming. Now, Seventh-day Adventists, you want to talk about the abolitionists. Well, here goes some of your abolitionists. This is what they were saying. They were saying in heaven, there'll be no color line. So the people that was adhering to this at the time had completely given up on a Black identity in hopes to be white as Jesus when they get to heaven. Hello. Add that to the wall, because there's a lot of Black Seventh-day Adventists. Y'all may not know them again because y'all don't really pay attention to your people like that. You know what I mean? Islam. Uh-oh. A lot of y'all don't realize that it was a lot of Muslims that came over on the ships. You want to talk about the Black church and the Black church this and Christianity that. Well, what about the Muslims, fam? They had to hide the fact that they was practicing Islam. And a recent study this year, as a matter of fact, showed that you, LP, distrust American Muslims. That study will be coming out soon, so we can check the details on that. All right, we can see 15,000 Christians killed by Muslims in Nigeria, though. That's the flip side. Again, showing the division based on both of them believe in a higher power. But it can't be a collective Black identity because they're killing each other based on it, right? And many of the pseudo converts to Christianity, right, called Takia, it was pretending to be Christians. The Muslims were pretending to be Christians so they wouldn't get killed by the house niggas, because the house niggas was going to be the one to tell them. Speaking of house, anyways, you know what I'm saying? Here we go. It's another split. When W.D. Muhammad separated, it was a public split. Again, they had differences on the higher power and the discernment of which, right, which caused people to die. We ain't got to speak no more on it. Again, going back to the so-called Black, the more science temple, okay, we was just talking about the 5%ers, right? They call you Asiatic Black man, or just the Asiatic of America. As a matter of fact, they say the word Negro is the same as the word Black. It enslaved us, and we got to give it up to liberate ourselves. It's the first time we hear the religion talking about liberation, right? Negro, Black, colored, they're all the same. These are to identify slaves. Okay, and Black, according to science, means death. So I can't link with somebody that's talking about. I just can't. I can't do that. And then here you go in the Quran, the verses that back it up. So we add the Muslim things to the wall. You see, that's cracking it up even worse, right? Somebody brought up New Age beliefs one time in this community, and we see the conversation and the division that caused, right? All types of nonsense after that conversation happened. Yes. Good and bad hair. Interesting. Where did that conversation come? That come from the belief in a higher power, belief that the God and the husband and da 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 should be covering the woman and the child, boom boom, right? To the point where Apostle Geno Jennings got a thing on dreadlocks out there saying black men shouldn't have dreads. My brother Heru just got into it. Had an issue with the dude mashed potatoes. He tried to advertise black apparel in the group, and because he got dreads, homeboy want to call him all types of names based on the Bible. He was bringing Bible scriptures. Yes. Here you go, Farrakhan talking about how your hair, your coarse hair, nappy hair, big nose, and big lip is a curse, and he showed it by Bible scripture. Right? Hair, cover the
5
racial
minutes.
history.
5 minutes.
5 minutes? Is that much time left? Wow, I'm about to kill him. So, you know what I'm saying? The history of discrimination in hair comes from belief in the fact that women is not supposed look, women call women whores for showing their hair, for wearing jewelry. And he got the Bible verse right there to the point where there was a huge debate, argument, and almost a fight between Mr. Vegas, the reggae artist, and Geno Jennings. You should go watch that, please. It's hilarious. He said, cut his microphone, usher him out. It's hilarious. But all of this division, and the brother Heru, I know he in here watching, he remembered the division that happened when he tried to share black unity, and homeboy, based on the Bible, came right at him based on his hair. Here you go. Now let's get back to this here again, right? So many black Christians specifically want to abolish the color line, right? Others want to deal with liberation, right? But the reality of it is, interracial cooperation often undermines black autonomy, right? Wait, I read the wrong line right there. But that is a true statement. You know what I'm saying? But there was never a situation where black people had a racial autonomy, is what these people are saying right here, because they're trying to argue that we never had it and never should because they want to get rid of the color line, which is ridiculous. Here you go, back to Atlanta, talking about Senator Warnock. I love going to Atlanta. I might go there this summer. Anyways, right? He acknowledges the divided mind of the black church right there next to y'all, right? Talking about it. Some of them want to deal with piety and personal salvation instead of a movement to save culture from racism. That's a pure division based on scriptural understanding. Scriptural what? King James was black. We ain't got to deal with this slide. Y'all can come back to this later. Boom, 1619 is where we get here, right? Between then and 1800, black folks wasn't practicing Christianity. We was practicing traditional African religions in secret, Islam if we could, right? The practice of conjure, African traditional practices, right? Now, how you the healing herbs and all that other stuff, right? Keep away from me, hoodoo and witch. Old Satan is a liar and a conjurer too. This is the house nigga, right? I'm a believer in this here voodoo and hoodoo spirits ain't nothing but the folks out of Christ. That's the house nigga right there. And when he see you, look at the title of the chapter, Death of the Gods. You feel me? Because they had to kill off the African gods in order to let the understanding of the Christian belief come in. So all of that conversation about how to ring dance and all that is part of African spirituality is not. It's just not. You understand? Because you can't worship other gods according to Christianity. So if you're getting possessed by Oshun, you know what I'm saying? You have violated something. If they catch you doing that, you can get lynched for it. And it's going to be a house nigga that turn you in. We can look at this some other time, but the slave Bible left in many passages that talked about setting free the slaves. Now, we talk about division in the black community. All we got to do is look at what we're doing right
Minutes.
here, fam.
2 minutes. 2 minutes.
2 whole minutes? Oh my God, I will kill him. So all we got to do is look at what's happening right now. Now, this division is not necessarily murder division, it's not fight division, but I definitely have seen a lot of people who claim to have a belief in a higher power and much discernment talk about pulling up on people, showing guns, cussing, screaming, calling women out their name, disrespectful, all types of stuff like that. So not just Sinetter, but I use him because he had the nice little image there. We add him to the wall, and you see, really, our collective identity is completely weak, and it's not where it should be. Now, since I got a couple more seconds here, let me see if I can play this. Let's see. 1 second. Like that. Like that. Can y'all see that? Is it moving? All right. What you see right there was black grandmother whipping the children during prayer service because if they didn't pay attention, if they didn't follow the Christianity the way she's telling it, she don't care if it's a camera there, she'll beat you. Yeah, that's what we all grew up with.
Man, I stopped your time at 43 seconds.
Yeah,
We don't hear we don't hear any sound. Are we supposed to hear it?
Yeah, that's cool. That's all right. Yeah, don't worry about it. You said 43 seconds.
43 seconds.
That's okay. Just start me up. Just tell me to go when you're ready.
All right, time starts whenever you're ready.
Okay, that video right there was a couple of my RBG brothers out in the street talking to a Hebrew Israelite. He was letting them know by with the sign and verses why he can't link with us because they are unequally yoked. You know what I'm saying? Here's a little joke meme about identity crisis. It's clearly descriptive, and that's the end. Clearly, I just wiped the floor with cousin. It's no question that belief in a higher power has caused division from the beginning of time with us, with our collective identity. You feel me? Mic drop. Gone to Marco.
All right. Pan had about 15 seconds left on the clock. We are now going to reset the time. It is everybody's favorite portion of the show. The round session is over. It is now the chin check session. Each of these brothers will have an opportunity to ask their opponent as many questions as they can for a 10-minute time period. Now, everybody that's familiar with the Versus series understands that it is the person asking the questions time. It is their 10 minutes. It is up to them to mine their time. So if the person being asked the questions begins to stall or begins to try to start the debate over again, it's up to the person asking the questions to either say, answer the question or next question. As the moderator, if it stays stagnant for too long, I will interject. But it's up to the person asking the questions to mine their time. Do both participants understand the rules of the chin check session?
Yep.
All right. In the chin check session, since LP went first during the round session, that means our brother, the undefeated, undisputed Versus Series world champion, Demus, the Pan-African atheist, will go first in the chin check session. Pan, you can start asking questions. The time will start when you start asking questions.
Okay. Peace and love, LP. How are you this afternoon?
I'm well, sir.
Excellent. What do you think my worst point was today? The worst thing I said today. Like that's like, oh, that was whack. Should have said that.
The attacks on Black leaders that we hold dear to, who have definitely been a tremendous benefit to us. For you attacking them like that, I believe that's not okay.
Okay. What was the best thing that you think I said today?
I think the best thing that you said was I'm trying to find the meat and potatoes of your message.
That's okay. You go ahead and think about that. So this is my issue, right? So when I said division, right, you brought up a lot of Christianity in your conversation today, right? However,
yes,
Black people believe in a lot of different things, and just like I don't believe in none of those things, right? So what is your response to them? Because, like I said, you have to modify Christianity in some way, right, to separate the wheat from the chaff. Right. It just remember the Kirk Franklin quote I just gave you. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
At the end of days, every knee shall bow. Right? You believe that, right?
I do.
Right. So that means the Buddhists and the Muslims will have to bow their knees, right?
Yes, I do.
Right. And so don't you understand that at some level that's a secret contempt that you have for the Black believers of those
I
faiths?
haven't provided any secret contempt, but I don't see that.
Well, it's not secret now because you sort of just said it out loud. But I'm saying,
yeah,
if you believe that they believe incorrectly in their choice of belief system, correct?
No, that's their belief. I'm sharing with you my belief.
Right, and you believe that you are correct, right?
No, that's my belief.
That's what I said. It. You believe that you're correct, right?
I believe that my belief is my belief.
Well, that's redundant. So okay, so we know that your belief is that Jesus is the way, the truth, and the light, and
The
everybody
way, the
will
truth, and what?
believe the way, the truth, and the light, and
And the
every knee
light.
shall bow.
Where did I say that at?
What do it say, Light Paul?
I was asking, where did I say that at?
Here you go. I know you had to do that shit. Okay, so we're gonna move on.
No.
So,
You
so
quoting
my
stuff.
issue
Where did
was
you get that from?
not you didn't bring one verse through the whole debate, bro. We're
I'm
not doing
saying you
verse.
quoting stuff. Where did you get that
So my
from?
issue is also one of my first slides was about discernment. Do you believe that people
Sir,
in
you made
each
a
belief
quote. I
system,
need you
right? I
to
need
cite your
answer my
source
question.
and provide the
Okay. Do you
quote. Where
believe
did you
that?
get that?
Do you believe that discernment plays a heavy role in people's choice of belief system?
Sir, you made the quote. I need
Do
you to
you
cite your
believe? So you
source.
don't know? You don't know?
I
So
need
you
you to
don't know.
make your
I'm gonna
quote
move on
that
to
you
the next
made.
question. Okay. So do you believe that afterlife is necessary for hope and purpose?
Sir, in a debate, if I ask for a source, you got to give it to me.
Uh, do you believe that an afterlife is necessary for hope and purpose?
Sir, in a debate, if I ask for a source, you have to give it to me.
Okay, so you don't want to answer that question
No,
because
I
you
need you to
know
give me a
that
source.
it's cool. We're gonna move on. So now, do
So
you
you're not
believe that
gonna give me the source?
do you believe that there's a hierarchy between believers and non-believers?
I need the source for the thing that you
So you're
quoted,
not
sir.
gonna answer. Okay, so throughout this whole debate, I
Oh,
was able to show
all
multiple
right,
belief
look,
systems.
look, look, look. I stopped the time at 6 minutes and 22 seconds. LP, remember, it's pan time.
Okay. So I don't. Okay. All right.
All right, time restarts at 6 minutes, 22 seconds.
Oh, all right. Throughout the debate, I showed several belief systems and a lack of belief. And how those different things, along with ostracism for having those things, and how outward things have caused divisions in the Black community. At what point do you think that you
I'm sorry,
said
but that
something
haven't
against?
caused division in the Black community. We rocking
So
like
people,
cut off stocking.
so people getting killed don't bother you at all.
No, you talking about you giving statistic of stuff that happened to people outside of our community.
No, that's not true. So everything that I showed today happened in the Black community.
In America?
First of all, the title had nothing to do with America, and yes, in America, because I showed America as well as the rest of the world. Yes, I'm very thorough, and I showed sources for each.
Bro, I
So
don't
you
know
don't
no
have
black
so you
people getting
so you
ostracized
don't have an answer
because
for
they
that.
are
Okay, that's
Buddhist or
great.
because they are
That's
Muslim.
great. That's great. So you wasn't paying attention. So because I definitely showed the slides for it. So that's great. You basically you was here just trying to recruit people to Christianity, which was expected because this is what y'all do. You had an entire time to present a case about how it strengthens, and you really didn't do that. You was just trying to recruit people because you definitely wasn't paying attention to what I was saying. I
I
showed you
was.
multiple people. No, I showed you multiple Black Buddhists and multiple Black Hindus, but you didn't see that because you wasn't paying attention. Let me ask you something. So this is perfect next question. Can humility coexist with the belief with one's belief that your religion is the correct path? Can you be
Absolutely.
humble? How? Look at you right now. You believe that all those people should bow their knee. You was able to sit through a whole debate right now and not pay attention. So you can't have no answers for me right now. Look at your arrogance and lack of humility. Let me ask you something about discernment again. So we got into this again about the question about you saying that I'm not really an atheist. So your discernment gave you that conversation, right? Can you explain that a little bit? How do you figure that I'm not an atheist?
Because you're not.
Can you explain that, please, for people
I
who
don't
don't
have an
know?
explanation.
I didn't figure you did, but you said it was about discernment and you able to tell based on something that you stopped. I was really trying to get you to expound on that. You don't
Yeah.
want to? Okay, so I just showed you how your civil rights movement, all your schools, your white-led Anglican church, your white hero theory is a zero factor. Dr. Claude Anderson came and let you know that none of those things are power and they only have weakened us. So what is your best presentation right now as far as how it's strengthened?
Mental health,
Mental
family.
health.
Hold on. Mental health and family.
Okay, so
People
what you're
who are
saying right now
religious
is
have stronger family structures,
okay.
better
You know you
mental
don't have
health.
a source for that, right? You know you don't have a source for that.
Yes, I
Why
do.
would
It
you even
was
say so?
actually in my presentation. I
No,
thought we
I
was
don't.
gonna do 3 rounds, so that's why I say I got a whole bunch of other slides with a whole bunch of sources and information. But
Not the dog ate my homework. Come on, bro. Get the fuck out of here. All right. So, anyways, what was my next question? Hold on. Let me just move on.
I answered your question about mental health and family.
Yeah, that's ridiculous, by the way, because I
No,
showed you
that's
how
that's
we're less
factual.
atheists are less in jail. So you got more people in jail. So those people are their health, mental health is beautiful compared to the people that's not in jail. Their home and family is beautiful, depending on the people that's not in jail, compared to the people that's not in jail. That's ridiculous, right? Like what you just said was ridiculous, right? Like tell the truth.
Bro, I got facts and statistics.
But I just showed you facts and statistics that counteracted that.
No,
I
you
showed you
haven't.
I showed you multiple slides on that. Yeah. So you really wasn't paying attention. You was worthless here today. It's great. How much time I got left, GMG?
According to the
Oh,
Buckner
2 minutes.
International,
2 minutes.
strong families are more likely to provide a safe and nurturing environment for children, reducing the risk
Yeah,
of
we know a
neglect.
strong family will do that, bro. What you trying to say right now, the arrogance in what you're saying right now, you talking to an atheist who has a strong family. Like, so what you suggesting is at some level, like this is what I'm saying. That's the division that we talking about. Your
The
immediate
statistics are
arrogance
just
to go
saying that
right,
religious
and I'm
people
standing right here in front of
have more
bro. I'm
happiness,
right. That's
have
beautiful,
more
except for the
stability,
fact,
have
except for the
more of
fact that
social support,
what you
and
talking
have
about right
better
now is
marital satisfaction.
okay. So you
That's
talking to
that's
me.
facts.
Okay, you're talking to me, an atheist who's married and has a happy family. So
But
now,
you're
since
not an
we talking about me
atheist.
and you, and you can't prove that, so you're just talking in circles. Again, a worthless preacher tactic, and this is why people stop fucking with belief because of things that you're doing right now. Absolutely, I
Hey,
mean,
watch your mouth,
absolutely.
bro.
I absolutely will not. So what I'm saying is talking in circles and not answering. Look at how you not answering a direct question.
I
You
answered
didn't
your
bring us.
question.
No, you didn't. Moving forward, we're not
I
gonna get
gave
into you
you the
back and forth
fact
with
and the
you. We're not
statistic of
going
what
back
I
and forth
said
yet.
about
We're not back and forth
happiness,
with you. So what do
stability,
you think about the house
social
niggas in
support, and
what do you think
marital
about my Sam
satisfaction.
what do you think about the Sambo slide? Ephesians 6:5. Since you
Mhm.
like to give work on videos with nobody talking to you, I'm here for a minute and 30 seconds left. What did you think about the Sambo slide and how house niggas is responsible for undermining every single black movement in the history of black movements?
That
Every
had
one of
nothing
them.
to do with people obeying the
Is
scriptures.
exactly what they did. They even said it, as a matter of fact. They said it out their own mouth that we're gonna obey our masters. Yeah,
What
that's what they
where did
did.
that
The
show me that? Where
Sambos did
that's
that.
at?
I showed you that. See,
No,
there's
you
a
didn't. You
testimony.
just quoted a
Gabe,
scripture and you
Gabriel, don't pay
said that.
attention. Pay attention. Gabriel's rebellion and Demar Vesey's trial, all of and Nat Turner's trial, even all of that
That was
stuff is
due
very
to the
well documented.
manumission thing that was put together.
All of those things were very well documented. Why do you think they would have put them together a manumission thing? Goofy.
It had nothing to
Yeah,
do with the
because
Bible or
slaves need
following religion.
sure it did.
No, it
Slaves
didn't.
obey. Sure it do. As a matter of fact, you just got finished on another post talking about how the United States government system is based on the Bible. Now, because you don't talking in circles, now all of a sudden you don't know what's happening when I'm talking about this.
Bro,
Of
you
course you
grasping
do.
for straws on this one, dude. Come
No,
on.
I'm not. Ephesians 6:5 is right there in front of your
Bro,
face.
so the slaves was sitting
Obey
there
the
reading
earth.
Ephesians 6:5 and said, dude, man, let's study this word.
Yes.
Come on.
You didn't read the slave narrative? That's all that they was talking about.
That is
Is time.
that is time. All right, we're gonna reset the time for 10 minutes. LP, when you start asking questions, your time will start.
Mr. Pan, what was the dopest aspect of your presentation that presented us with the idea that not believing is going to strengthen the Black collective identity?
That wasn't part of the debate.
So you didn't have nothing to support your idea of not believing strengthening the Black identity, collective identity?
That wasn't the title of the debate. Was does belief strengthen or weaken? That wasn't my charge to bring something about trying to defend atheism in some way. I did bring a point though, in the fact that we are not in jails like all of you believers are though. Yeah, that's something that was proven for sure. So if you want to stay out of jail, leave that belief shit alone.
So you believe people are reading the scriptures. You believe people are going to the mosque. You believe people are practicing their faith, and that's what's landing them in jail?
Bro, I showed you the scriptures that say separation from family and societal ties. I showed you scriptures in each one of those belief systems that say that, even down to the Buddhist and Hindu.
No, I was asking you, do you believe that people are studying the scriptures, they're going to church, they're going to the mosque, and they're doing their practices religiously, and that's what's landing them in jail?
If what they did has a religious undertone, yeah. If not, no, that'd be ridiculous. I don't even know why you would say that. However, I showed you how the prosecutors are using crime, the admissions of crime with religious undertones to prosecute people, though. I didn't show you that.
Do you know anybody personally that they were studying their religious text, and because of what they were standing on scripturally, it landed them in jail?
Because of what they were standing on scripturally, it landed them in jail. I mean, yeah, but it depends. There's a lot of context in that, and I'm not about to help you by fixing it. So yes, I do. Multiple people. Now what?
Okay. Do you know anybody who practicing their faith, whether it's Buddhism, whether it's Islam, or whether it's Christianity, because of their belief, they brought harm to somebody?
Yeah, what are you talking about? The first story I got is Abraham talking about he gonna kill his kid. He was trying to do that shit. And you got people trying
I
to
said
emulate
somebody
that
that you know personally.
Listen, and you got multiple people throughout time trying
I
to
said
emulate.
somebody that you know personally.
And due to that fact, that yes, there are multiple people that I know personally who have crashed out over religion. Again, I'm trying to tell you, these Hebrew
They brought
Israelites
harm to
are not.
somebody?
Absolutely. They be on the corner fighting all the time. You can find the video right now. I've been into it. Big arguments with some of them. What are you
But that's
talking about?
cap.
What's cap? You can Google it right now. I'll give you you can pause the time and go Google Hebrew Israelites fighting on
No,
the
I
corner. What do you
asked
think they
you,
fighting on?
do you know
What you think
anybody
crossed the line?
personally?
I said yes, I do. I said it to you multiple times.
And they
Yes,
took their
I do.
belief and they went and harmed
Yes,
somebody.
I do. Yes. What you think the whole ISUPK crossed the line is about? Yeah. If you
All
come
right.
over here, they're
All
gonna
right. Now let me ask you
yeah.
this.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know anybody personally that they found their belief and it made them a better person and they elevated the people around them?
Yes.
Okay.
You notice
Do
that's
you
not in the
know
debate though.
anybody personally that when they became an atheist, they became a better version of themselves and they elevated everybody around them?
Yes.
Who?
Multiple people. My man, brother Reggie in the chat right now. It's mad people. What are you talking about? Me? What do you mean?
Who did he
Like, I don't know
elevate?
what you. First of all, no, we're not about to keep going through all his personal business like that. What you talking about? You asked me the question. I said yes, and I gave you an example. He's in the chat right now, brother.
Okay.
Godless Reggie, if you still out there, put a 1 in the chat. Him.
Okay. I got a question. The statistics showed that people who believe in a higher power, they have stronger families, they typically have better mental health, and they typically are happier people.
And our devices against people who don't believe what they believe. Is that what you said? Couldn't hear you.
Hold on.
I'm listening.
Let me ask my question, sir.
Okay, go ahead, spit it out.
Based off of that fact that I just gave you,
yes,
what are the benefits of us doing the atheist thing and not believing as a collective identity?
See, you believers keep playing with atheism. It's not a choice that you have. You either believe or you don't. If I don't believe in your imaginary friend, I'm an atheist. That's just it. I don't have a choice in that. And I can't give you a suggestion as whether or not you should do that or not. If you genuinely believe in your shit, believe in it. You know what I'm saying? But atheists just don't, bro. So y'all trying to make it seem something like it's something that is not, is just not that. You know what I mean? A lot of times atheist is atheist because we study. You feel me? A lot of
So
times
there's no
atheists,
benefits.
I don't know what you're talking about. I just told you multiple people I've seen have become atheists and have bettered their lives than people's around them. I don't know what the hell you're talking about right now. You should have been paying attention instead of leaning back in that chair.
I just gave you the statistic on them being happier, having more
What did I
stable
say?
family
What was my
structures.
response to that? Can you respond? Can you say what I said?
Say it again.
Can you say what I said? You said they have a happier marriage, happy family structure, right? And what
I
would be the
said
benefit of
happier.
joining atheist?
They have more
Right. And
stability.
what would be
They
the
have
biggest
social
benefit?
support. Hold
Social
on.
support. Go ahead.
And they have more marital satisfaction.
Right. Now, what did I say today?
Nothing.
So you're not paying attention. So I'll let you move on to your next question since you don't even want to hear everybody, the judges and the audience.
Okay, we can go to the next question.
I need you to.
All right. Statistics show that religious people have better mental health. If mental health is a crisis right now in the world, especially in the United States, why would we navigate to a non-belief for the sake of a collective identity when you look at the numbers and statistics that says there's better mental health with the belief in a higher power?
First of all, I didn't see you show that, so I don't even know. You're just saying that. And as far as navigating towards non-belief, again, one more time for you and anybody else in the audience who don't get it, atheism is the lack of belief in something. It's not forced. It's not a choice you can make. If you either believe or you don't believe. That's just what it is. So you don't navigate towards that shit. You either believe something or you don't. Like y'all keep playing, y'all really stuck in that, and that's your problem. And that's not even a debate. The debate topic is: does belief in a higher power cause division, or does it strengthen or weaken? And it obviously weakens. I just showed you evidence of the Rastas getting killed by Christians. I showed you about the Muslims getting killed by Christians. The Muslims killing Christians. All of them black. I just showed you the Black American Christians hating on the Black American Muslims. A study that just came out this year. You feel me? I just showed you all of that division and crumbling pieces to the collective Black identity. What do you have to offer besides your version of Christianity? You ain't even bring me a verse today. What are we doing, sir? What is what higher power did you even bring to talk to me about? You bring James Small talking about the church being a refuge. What else did you come to say today, sir? What did you say? I got a question for you. What did you say that you thought was going to save people? You
As
think
of
people
right
going
now,
to gravitate to Christianity today after this conversation?
so based on the information, we've come to the conclusion that the belief in a higher power gives us a stronger collective identity. And we've shown that over the past 400 years.
Where did
If
you
we
show that?
have no data,
At what point did you show that?
can I get finished?
You could. I was just wondering at what point did you show that today?
If we have no data of functioning in a different aspect for the sake of strengthening the collective identity, why reinvent the wheel?
What will? I just showed you how the things that you touting as collective success really was undermined by trying to be integrationist and had the white power structure behind it the whole time. This is why we in the situation we in as Black people today in America and around the world. Let the white savior structure. You feel me? Time. Oh my Lord, 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 Lord. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm steady talking like I'm up on the screen talking about that is time, like somebody can hear me. But Pan said it for me. Shout out to the champ. That was time, ladies and gentlemen. This was
and I want to say, can I just say salute LP for respecting it too, because he could have definitely kept talking. I respect that.
He could have kept talking. Shout out to both of y'all for respecting. Hey, this was a powerful debate. Family, I am impressed by both of these individuals. I expected nothing less. Shout out to the chief ambassador. Shout out to the undefeated versus series champion, Demus, the Pan-African Atheist. And in accordance with the rules, we're going to keep this thing going. And you have 3 minutes to close this thing out. Time will start when you start. Let me know if you're sharing your screen.
Nah, I don't think I need to share my screen. Anybody that needs to see anything can go back and check it out. But again, I really did show how multiple different belief systems in the Black community, that's not all of them, cause division by way of doctrine, by way of literal scripture, by way of renunciation practices, where it's part of the belief to separate, you know what I mean? And at some level, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, like I showed earlier, that secret animosity that a lot of believers have, you know what I'm saying? They really do. They all believe that in the end times, whenever that is, everybody's going to concede and come along to their side. And then the end times, that's the other thing. If you notice, my brother never mentioned what his end goal is. Pan-Africans usually, our end goal is freedom and liberation from the oppressive systems that's on the planet, right? Believers' end goal usually is not that. It's a wait and see thing. It's a let go and let God. It's what will Jesus do? It was won't he do it? It's we can't do nothing in this spiritual realm. That is the tenor that we get from these guys all the time. This is why he didn't bring no verses out, because he know the verses support what I'm saying. And like I said at the beginning of this, in order for you to even act like I'm wrong in this, you have to modify your belief system to include other. It's called tolerance. You got to modify your belief system to tolerate the other systems. But in reality, in your soul, you know what I mean? And those of us who know this are looking at some of y'all strange, like why y'all don't just admit this? Inside you, you really do believe that everybody will bow their knee at the end to your belief system. And it's just a matter of time. They just didn't figure it out yet. And the arrogance in that is so crazy. You know what I mean? That's why this division in the Black community. Because a lot of times when Black folks leave the church is because of that. When Black folks leave the mosque is because of that. Because we want to try and do something, but listen, Nation of Islam, you can't be Nation of Islam unless you Muslim. You know what I'm saying? Christians, a lot of churches won't help you unless you're a member of that church. You know what I'm saying? You trying to make jokes about how atheists don't have a support system, but I show you how if people, certain places around the world, people die for admitting to being atheists. So like our support system, of course, is small, but I just showed Homeboy last month of 1.5 million atheists in Kenya. And it goes like that around the world, but the numbers is even higher than that because people are not reporting because they're worried about believers, zealous believers who are actually following the scriptures of their beliefs, doing something bad to them. You know what I'm saying? And that's just that's reality. I can't even believe this is a debate. I genuinely can't believe there's people in the comments acting like this was something other than the easiest work I've ever done in my life. I mean, once I showed how Black people was killing Black people based on the belief structure, you know what I'm saying, throughout Rastafari, Islam, Christianity. I mean, I don't understand what else we got, right?
That is time. That is time. Let me reset. LP, it is on you. You got 3 minutes to close this thing out. Time will start when you start.
Well, I just want to close out with dealing with the fact that our belief in a higher power provides something that the human being cannot function without. It provides hope, a sense of hope. One of the reasons why we have been able to continue on is because of the issue of hope. And hope is a choice to make things better. You know what I'm saying? And with us having the negative experiences that we've had hope that things was going to be better. And as a result, you had individuals who made the decisions that they made and did the things that they did. And that's the reason why we're able to still be standing as a people to this day. Being hopeful means choosing to act for better days ahead. We believe that there's better days ahead, and we're going to stand on that. And we believe that because hope is a cornerstone of resilience. Hope is associated with positive outcomes such as post-traumatic growth. See, for those of us that have been through some things and we've been able to overcome based on our faith, we have experienced post-traumatic growth. Many people who wasn't able to get through what they went through, They just having to settle with the other aspect of trauma. And this is a reason why a lot of our brothers who experience a sense of religious trauma, they're struggling. And I pray for y'all. I hate that you experience what you experienced. I had my fair share of religious trauma, but because of my faith, I was able to experience post-traumatic growth. And so I just want to encourage everybody to understand that the scripture tells us, for I know the plans that I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, to give you hope and the future. And once you understand the hope in the future that God has for you, that's whenever you'll be able to move forward and your steps will be ordered. The scripture tells us that the steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord, and he delights in his way. Though he fall, he will not be utterly cast down, for the Lord will uphold him with his hands. And see, once your steps are ordered, then that's whenever you're able to get your path directed, because the scripture tells us, in all your ways acknowledge him and he shall direct your path. And finally, I just want to say this: you'll talk different. You'll have a different mentality, and your mentality will change the way you talk. The scripture says the mouth of the righteous speaks wisdom, and his tongue talks of justice. The law of God is in his heart, and none of his steps shall slide. That's in Psalms 37, 30 through 31.
Ooh, wee. 18 seconds to go.
Oh,
all right.
I got 18 seconds left.
Go ahead.
Okay. I want to give a shout out to all my partners, you know what I'm saying, that pulled up in the chat. What's happening? You know what I'm saying? Much love to everybody. Shouts out to DMG. Shouts out to Paradigm Shift. Shouts out to all my partners. You know what I'm saying? Much love to everybody. I love y'all. Shouts out to my family. Shouts out to my old lady. You know what I'm saying? If you watching, baby, I love you. I'm going to be up in there in a little minute. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. I love y'all. God bless y'all and hold it down.
All right. That is time. And listen, family, this was a heavily contentious debate, heavily anticipated. One day I heard these brothers arguing in the back chat, and it was getting crazy. And Pan hadn't been that long off of his win against James Cassell, making him, I believe, 4 or 5-0 in versus series competition. And I was like, yo, man, LP is in the top 5. Let's go, man. He was like, let's go. So this has been years in the making. I think before I knew either of these brothers, they was banging back and forth. So very hotly contested and very much anticipated contest. And so what we're going to do, fam, we are going to set up an after show. Ratchet Craig all in the chat talking about who's going to set it up, like he couldn't set it up. But we're going to set up an aftermath show. Come in, tell us who you think took this thing. We're going to deal with it. If both of you have time, jump on, give y'all comments on how y'all think it went. Give us about 10 minutes. I'll send y'all the link. If you can't jump on, I understand. Hey, LP just said he told his wife he'd be up there in a minute. Don't nobody understand that better than me. LP, I know you're in a similar situation. So if neither of y'all can join, that is cool with me, because I'm all for spending time with the wifey over being on the internet. Trust and believe that, like you believe in Jesus and like you don't believe in Jesus. That being said, family, 10 minutes aftermath show. Y'all let us know what y'all thought about it. If y'all can join, I will send y'all the link. But if you are under no obligation, hit my inbox with y'all cash out. And I tell you that every time, even though I should know yours, but hit me with it anyway. LP, hit me with yours. I will get y'all paid. This is a professional debate league. Our debaters do have a fee that they earn each time they debate. And depending on whether or not they are a reigning defending world champion, depends on what that earning fee is. That being said, both of y'all, please hit me with y'all cash out. We will get y'all paid before 9 a.m. tomorrow. Pan is an eyewitness to me making sure I get that done on time. And if I can't, I will let y'all know ahead of time. Family, give me 10 minutes. We're going to get that Aftermath show set up. I share it to all the usual back chat groups. Y'all come on in and tell us what y'all thought about this thing. The results will be here by Tuesday. So there will be another Aftermath show with the results, letting you know if Pan is now 6-0 in versus series competition, or if we have a new champion. Either way, we will get the results on Tuesday. We will let y'all know what is what. We have to confer with the esteemed versus series judges. That being said, LP, appreciate you coming into this versus series thing, my brother. Demus, you already know what it is. You can flex your Hulk Hogan muscles. And family, we'll see you in a little bit on the Aftermath show. The next sound you hear will be that of Neo One Love, aka the Musical Messiah. We'll see you in about 10 minutes.
The following music is performed by the Musical Messiah, aka the most dangerous Bible believer. Please be advised by how hard it hits.
You don't wanna have to do it. If you do it, you gon' have to prove it. You gon' lose it. Nigga, living life in my paradigm. Shifting time from one state of mind. Something like the truth is, yes sir, I can prove it. Go ahead, bring the hallelujah to you. Back up on the beat, back up on the sweet. Pack up all who speak bad on O&E. You don't wanna have to do it. If you do it, you gon' have to prove it. You gon' lose it. Nigga, living life in my paradigm. Shifting time from one state of mind. Something like the truth is, yes sir, I can prove it. Go ahead, bring the hallelujah to you. Back up on the beat, back up on the sweet. Pack up all who speak bad on O&E. You might know that Neo love, but Neo love O&E above. Switching lanes in the turning lane. Old school, no roof above. Carpool, no room for her. Bitch, you cartoons, we gets it up. We check the sources, you listen to voices. You are not living like us. You say you creeping in houses and all of the monsters is living in fearing of us. Pussy, we are not monsters and we are not pouncing and we are not giving a fuck. We up the score on you niggas. We done outgrowed out you niggas. Nigga, yeah, with DM the G, Craig and the Craig and nobody. They saying you the Nash, but he be trash. Bring me the bag. Why the fuck would you brag with? No, you ain't living that bad. You are not rad. I take your choices and put them inside of a bag. Smoke them like hash. Then dump out the ash and now the pussy on the crash. You don't wanna have to do it. If you do it, you gon' have to prove it. You gon' lose it. Nigga, living life in my paradigm. Shifting time from one state of mind. Something like the truth is, yes sir, I can prove it. Go ahead, bring the hallelujah to you. Back up on the beat, back up on the sweet. Pack up all who speak bad on O&E. You don't wanna have to do it. If you do it, you gon' have to prove it. You gon' lose it. Nigga, living life in my paradigm. Shifting time from one state of mind. Something like the truth is, yes sir, I can prove it. Go ahead, bring the hallelujah to you. Back up on the beat, back up on the sweet. Pack up all who speak bad on O&E.